So top of the morning to you. I made it. I made it through. I made it through yesterday. It was pretty crazy. I'll show you guys in a moment. But what I would like to show you, my cousin pointed out the cup I got. It's a church. A couple hundred years ago, our great grandfather built churches, and great grandpops, uh, great. They were also doing murals and stuff like that. So this is in our code. We're builders, and we have this ability, I guess, And it's crazy because it feels like we've chosen certain lives, right? To go in certain bloodlines. We come here and we go into certain bloodlines, and it's like if your pop or your pop's pop did certain things, that's kind of in your code, and you have the ability to either break cycles. Yeah, you can see my fan's a little dusty. I could probably clean that. Um, there's code, right, in the DNA. So from what I'm aware of, the chromosomes. So there's a memory in there. So if there's a carpenter, whatever trade or whatever they've done, and there's certain cycles. One of my uncles broke this down to me. There's cycles, and we could either, continue on with certain cycles, or we can break certain cycles, certain cycles that aren't beneficial to us. So you go to a hospital and the doctor will be like, is there any history of this, that, and the third, in your family? And there's a reason for that. So, we kind of chose, from what I'm aware of, we chose certain bloodlines to hop into, whether to improve, break cycles, or continue cycles. And it's really beautiful. And I'm honored to have chosen this family. But this is a tea I would like to share with you. So it's a crazy concoction. I got gunpowder green, I got cinnamon, chamomile, licorice root powder, and and diatomaceous earth. I don't know if you know what diatomaceous. I didn't know what it was the first time I heard it. It's basically crushed coral. So when you look at it microscopically, it's like glass. And what it does is, it cleans up like parasites in the gut. So if you've got, crazy urges and, stuff like that, it's a lot of this stuff comes from like parasitic things that we find out, It's like parasites, and they could break the brain barrier, and they like certain things. They like the sweets. They like, they like the things that weaken the immune system, so that they can get in there and really start to wreak havoc on the physical body, right? Because your physical body, it's like it's a machine, it's a car, it's a vehicle, it's a type of vehicle, And what are you doing with your vehicle? It's like always the question. It's like, man, I'd love to do all these different things, from all these different roles we get to. But this is what we got so far. From yesterday, we got all this stuff, from the tree moved. And what I'll do is I'll take you and I'll share this experience with you, because it was crazy, really. This is the first time I've ever attempted a project like this on my own. I did get a little bit of assistance from the neighbor, because he's awesome. But, it's dangerous. Someone had recently, had an accident, or an event happened, and the guy fell out of a bucket truck, and chainsaw fell, caught him, and that was it. That's over. Like in the tree business, it's like that, man. Any day could be your last day, and it's, it could be super exciting. You're on the verge of like, oh, I might not make it through today, and and this is the moment for me, anyhow, where I felt the most alive. I felt the most alive. It's like when you're so close, and then somehow something just like reaches in, whoop, it'll grab you and be like, nah, it's not your time yet. It's not your time yet. But eventually, we'll get the call. or not. You know, who knows? Who really knows? Because we have some crazy abilities, and we just getting into the point of tapping into them, and to know what this body is fully capable of doing is great. Because I don't fully know yet, but there's things that I've discovered or become aware of. It's just it's beyond. It's beyond. So I'll just give you a little view here. Hold on. Let me switch up the camera so I can. You know, I love to keep these cameras blocked. You know, I always keep this little stuff over here because I don't particularly enjoy this camera always watching me. You know, using it, then I'll just cover it. Because, like, what? You gonna watch everything I'm watching? You know, they had that Pokemon Go thing going on a few years ago. When you look a little bit deeper into that, you know, people going collecting Pokemons and stuff. And so that's the base of the tree, and you can see. I'll show you a little bit more in detail the amount of rot. I mean, it's a massive maple. So I got the power line right here. I got a propane tank right here. I got the septic right there. And then I got the septic line that runs here. So you can't really drop anything. And I'm doing this solo. So what I've done as I climbed up is I set the ropes up in a particular way. And I got rid of that whole monster lead up there. But it's like, you know, this tree is about 80, 90, maybe 100 in some spots tall. It's pretty wild when you're up there. And I'm not bringing the camera up there because it'll drop the camera or whatever. But taking these limbs down, you know, they're massive. So little by little, and you see in the tree, you know, it's right. I mean, listen, the house is right here. So, you see, you got all this. You know, the mice has been in there. So this is all rotted. I mean, it would be lovely to keep this because it's such a beautiful tree. I mean, look at this beautiful tree. But it's just so close to the house, and the base of it is rotted, and we're coming into hurricane up here, and you don't want to play around with that, man, especially when it's close to the house. And this is a beautiful thing to be able to pick up. You know, tree climbing skill is extremely rewarding, and it's extremely tough. And then we cut up some. That's what we got so far. But you know, I haven't been up in a tree in a while, and you know, caught a couple blisters. This rope that I picked up a brand new rope, and it's a little bit a little bit sharp on my fingers. Plus, I haven't been up in a tree, so you know, the hands getting a little soft, like baby. All right, that's it. That's what I wish to share with you for the moment, and you know, everything else is moving along. The fable-publishing.com website is up and running for your enjoyment. You can pick up the flip book, you can pick up the audio book, or you can go to Amazon and pick up an actual physical book. And you can always message me, and we can set up, you know, times to meet and you know, exchange energy and talk about, you know, the different things about this world. What's up? That we you know, we're not really talking about too much on the channel here, because some things are better left unsaid in the public. So with that, I will probably head over to the check out this really cool door. I mean, I've got this really brilliant thing. I'm gonna do it at some point, but it's a type of mechanism for the lock. This is all out of cedar. Right now it's just, it flips. This flips. Well, it flips. Whatever. It's just a handle that opens from both sides. And then this we picked up. I took a picture and I shared this before. This is I thought it was a door, yo, but it's just concrete. It's a solid concrete thing, and that's the B, you know. And from our native tongue, B is for bulk or book. On the way in, on the way out. Bogus. God, bogus. Bye. But that's it. That's it. We get the chance to come here and create all this awesomeness. And it's so easy to get caught up in like different things like that ain't beneficial, whether it's the fight, the protest, the argue, the choosing sides, the judgments, all that stuff, man. It's a choice. It's like, man, I choose love. That's it. And I choose to build. Came over here to build and have fun. That's what I'm gonna do. It's slow moving, you know. It's a marathon. Chickens are awesome. See, when they were young, we got them we got chicks delivered. So some of the ones you can see, they got no hair on their neck. You know, they could be pretty vicious to one another, especially because they're all different breeds. There goes Big Boy right over there. And they peck at each other. You know, that's the pecking order. They peck at each other. You know, and the first delivery, they came through, and all of them made it. 20-something of them made it. And then we got another order of 70-something. And they were like 10 or more. Just, they didn't make it. It's like right when that thing hole started and the mail was being held up, you couldn't, whatever. Things were moving a little bit slower. So we lost like 10 from the beginning. But we raised all these chicks, and they're doing all right. But once again, you know, out here, you got the hawks, you got the fox, you got the raccoon, you got coyotes. You know, we got some bears. I walked up into a cave, way out into the woods. It's crazy one morning. I've, crawling through the marsh pits and stuff like that. Just having fun, going on little adventures. And I see this cave. I'm like, oh man, there's a cave. And I go to walk up, and the bear stood up in the doorway. I was like, all right, it's like, it's your cave. I'm gonna let you be. And yeah, that's the beauty about being a part of this nature. I didn't have this as a kid. I was locked in an apartment, and now we got a little bit of space. And I wish to share that with you all. We got the investor is in the potentials, and we're looking at turning this place into something incredible. And yeah, for those of you who wish to participate, you're all welcome to reach out. I love you. Peace. Yeah, let's make something beautiful here while we're here. Yeah? All right. Peace.